Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 tournament action. Yes, indeed, we're back with another game between Terw and Crabling. This is actually Game 3. Decided to skip Game 2 because it was a very short battle, and it was a pretty one-sided victory for Crabling, obviously, since we're here in a Game 3. This is a best-of-3 series, so first 1 to 2 wins the series, and they are 1-1 tied right now. So, yeah, sorry about not bringing you that other game with Crabling, but the battle's literally 3 minutes long, so I figured we'd just skip straight to the good stuff, straight to Game 3. This is for all the marbles here. Winner goes on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions. Terw has taken the Skaven in this match. In Game 2, Crabling actually took the Skaven and beat Terw's Wood Elves, so Terw's got the Skaven this time. Let's go ahead and take a look at his build. He's got the Bonebreaker Warlord here, very strong. Let's look at his loadout. Got the Verminous Valor. He's also got the World's Edge armor as well as the Shielded Distraction, which gives -5 melee attack and an area of effect. Very nice. And the World's Edge armor gives him a +60 armor buff in, on an activated effect. Lasts for a full minute, 67 seconds, which is a long time, and it will put him up to 130 armor, which is pretty significant. He's also got an Assassin Buddy here, as well as a Plague Priest on the Furnace, which is a staple of any competitive pick. He's got, of course, the Drain effect, that massive Mortis Engine effect. He's got the double Pestilent Breath, the castable one, and the bound one, as well as Summon Vermintide. So in addition, the cart also does anti-infantry armor piercing. It's got the Contaminate, magic damage, all that jazz. Very good stuff. He's also got a Warp Lightning Cannon, 2 units of Poison Wind Globadiers. He's got a Rat Ogre here, and another Rat Ogre over here. In the very rear, we've got Skaven Slave Spears, just to kind of tie things down. A couple Skaven Slave Spears up front, looks like actually 3. 1, 2 Clan Rats, Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield in the center to kind of act as an anchor unit. These guys are pretty tanky for a Skaven unit, 44 melee defense and 90 armor with 120 unit models. Means they'll take a long time to kill. They've also got 2 units of Plague Monks and another Clan Rat out here. Just kind of some fodder laying around, but yeah, very solid build from the Skaven overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Beastmen. A couple of piggy boys out here, so we got some sweet pigs out here on the side with the Razor Gore herds, 2 of them. In the main line, looks like we've got a mixture of Gore herds with shields. For them, 2 Chaos Spawn, which is a very interesting choice, and when you think about it, actually a very good choice potentially against the Skaven. I mean, these guys are very good against low armor infantry. They are unbreakable, so they can't be terrified. The Beastmen Chaos Spawn also deal poison damage, which is going to be a really nice debuff to have in the front line against Skaven infantry. So, you know, I actually kind of like this. It's a little bit of a, not a common pick you see every day with the Beastmen, but the Chaos Spawn up against the Skaven might be a decent pick. He's also got a Gorbel, a couple of Ungor Spearman herd on each flank, 1 on each flank specifically to kind of tie things up. 4 Ungor Raiders, which are a decent pick also against the Skaven. The stock makes these guys, they won't take missile fire as they're marching up, and then once they get in close, they can unleash a huge volley of missiles with 90 unit models. Even though they don't have great armor piercing damage, 90 unit models means they have enough volume of fire to really get some work done, especially with how cheap they are. He's also got Morgar the Shadowgave, again, another staple of any competitive Beastmen list here. He's got the Staff of Ruinous Corruption as well as the Chaos Spawn summons, and we've also got a Bray Shaman Lore of Beasts with Flock of Doom and Wissen's Wild Form, and of course the Jagged Daggers. So let's go ahead and kick things into full gear and watch what happens. So first things first, Gorbel's going to get macked by that Warp Lightning Cannon, just tossed over. He didn't end up actually taking that much damage, maybe 5 to 10% of his HP, but it did actually kill some of those Gore herds as well and sent him flying, which is certainly, looks cool. Looks like a Flock of Doom going off on that Clan Rat there. He's going to be running up so it doesn't hit too many of those Plague Monks or anything, but, at the end of the day, it actually did some pretty solid damage, considering that was, Overcast Flock of Doom. It did maybe 10% HP damage to both those units, but the Hoggies over here are going to kind of get caught up on the white line. They're going to get interrupted by these Clan Rats over here, and then the Rat Ogres are going to charge in and get some early damage done on them, which is going to be very, very nice. The Hogs can enrage, so now that they've been enraged, they're not going to be able to be controlled, and they're just going to sit in here and get killed basically by all these Skaven troops, so a little bit unfortunate. The main line engagement is going down though with the Chaos Spawn getting in here. They're going to absolutely tear these Clan Rats to shreds. The Clan Rats and the Skaven Slaves, even the Storm Vermins, the Sword and Shield Storm Vermins, are going to have a relatively rough time here. But with all the Skaven support units around, you can see Gorbel's just perpetually being tossed around by that Warp Lightning Cannon. The Poison Wind Globadiers are also online over here. They're going to be both firing away, focus firing, doing a good job into this single unit of Chaos Spawn here. You can see the Daka from the Beastmen, though, getting a ton of ranged fire in from these Ungor Raiders. Just so much volume of fire with the 4 unit models, 4 units with 90 unit models each. That's so much fire. But the Plague Furnace is holding up somewhat well here. The Chaos Spawn don't have the best armor piercing values, so they're going to have a relatively hard time making solid contact with the Plague Furnace. In addition, the Rat Ogre's in here as well, just absolutely beating up these Chaos Spawn. The Bonebreaker Warlord definitely takes no crap from anybody, and the Warp Lightning Cannon might potentially be getting some friendly fire in here, but it looks like some additional Summoned Chaos Spawn from Mortar also in here, so all the spawn all day. You can see it's affecting the balance of power pretty severely. It's in favor of the Beastmen. A lot of that, though, is due to the power spike of the Chaos Spawn, and as these Poison Wind Globadiers are free to kind of fire away, it does look like some of the pigs have actually gotten into the back line here and managed to interrupt one of these units of Poison Wind Globadiers, but the other unit is still able to fire away, and they're going to be tossing their globes, and look at how many dead Chaos Spawn there are around here, and that just goes to show how powerful those Poison Wind Globadiers are, starting to claw back a bit on the balance of power as those Summoned Chaos Spawn degenerate and go away. That being said, a lot of the Skaven infantry is pretty well chewed up. You know, they've got this tattered unit of Plague Monks here, a couple of units rallied out here on the far side, but for the most part, a lot of their infantry is just completely done for. This one unit of Plague Monks is holding up very admirably over on this flank. However, the Chaos Spawns are going to be able to tear through them eventually. That being said, the Plague Priest is still relatively healthy. He's over 50% HP, continuing to get that Mortis Engine drain effect. Gorbel's having a little bit of a rough time. He's surrounded by the Assassin as well as the Bonebreaker Warlord, and with the trophy heads from the Assassin, the Bonebreaker Warlord is a formidable combatant. Make no mistake, he can definitely pummel Gorbel and beat him up a little bit. He has the mass to kind of push him around as well, so it's a lot of give and take there. Gorbel, of course, has that anti-large armor piercing, so if he turns around and gets a few attacks on that Warlord, he'll be able to do a massive amount of damage, but it does look like he's just setting his sights over on this Plague Priest over here, which is a great pick. Another super high-value target here, but man, that Warlord just coming with the somersault, just knocking Gorbel around, just not taking any of his crap, bullying him, and just really being a rude person. Warlord's a rude person. But yeah, Morgar's also fighting as well, getting tossed around by the Hoopty Cart here. The Ungor Raiders, hopefully are focus firing in on this fight. It does look like they're firing away on these Rat Ogres, which have relatively low armor. So the Ungor Raiders will do very well there. You can see most of the Skaven infantry is still dead at this point. Some of them have come back from routing, but these Gors are actually losing these Plague Monks. Man, that one unit of Plague Monks definitely MVPs here. But the Warp Lightning Cannon is still online. Man, they really needs to get this thing shut down because it's going to continue to just pick off these weakened Chaos Spawn. Gorbel as well is now going to be opened up on by these Poison Wind Globadiers, and 1 or 2 volleys is probably going to be enough to finish him off. It looks like they don't quite make solid enough contact, not quite enough missiles make contact there. Gorbel's down only 781 hit points though. He's got his sights set on the Hoopty Cart. He's going to come in and blow up the Plague Priest. So very nice pick there. You can see the balance of power is tipped more in the Beastman's favor with the death of that Plague Priest there. And yeah, things are looking very, very nice for the Beastmen at this point. Razorgore herds are rampaging, chasing something over here. I'm not really sure. But Poison Wind Globadiers, though, still online here, still secure, still firing away. A lot of these Skaven units are coming back in the 4th quarter, and the Warp Lightning Cannon is still online. Make no mistake, it's still got some ammo. The Skaven are not done yet, so let's see how things are going. This Warp Lightning Cannon looks like it's focusing on the Brave Shaman Lord of Beasts, which is a really nice pick. The Ungor Raiders have been inundated a little bit by these Storm Vermins with the Sword and Shield, holding out true patriots of the Skaven people in this. Whoa, man, that just destroyed my frame rates, that Warp Lightning Cannon. Holy cow. Ooh, that was brutal. But yeah, true patriots, man, they're just holding out in this late 4th quarter situation, even taking that friendly fire, just mopping up these Ungor Raiders and the lower tier troops. You can see the Brave Shaman's having a really bad time getting beat up by Warlord and his assassin buddy here. Now they're going to come and set their sights on Morgar, and Morgar's really going to have a bad day up against a Bonebreaker Warlord. He just doesn't have the raw combat stats to stand in there. That being said, these Ungor Raiders doing a really nice job providing some Overwatch fire. 70 armor isn't the most for the Warlord, so he can take quite a bit of damage from missiles, even even non-AP missiles like these Ungor Raiders could potentially do a lot of damage to him if given enough time to work. It does look like he's going to get in there and, you know, get that nice belly flop animation, send some of those guys flying. And it looks like the Skaven might be able to pull this one back. A lot of the Beastmen forces are on the run at this point. Morgr is still alive, but a lot of the Beastmen infantry has been wrapped up. Gorbul's running, the Bray Shaman's running, a lot of the Ungor Raiders are running. These pigs are now running. And the other unit of pigs mopping up those clan rats, but still very even on the balance of power. Super tight at this point. Still about a minute left in the battle, so see what happens. These Ungor Raiders are going to be opening up shots, trying to finish off this Bonebreaker Warlord here, but I'm not sure that it's going to be enough. I think he's going to be able to push all these guys off the side of the map here. I just don't think they have the leadership to stand in this fight. And now that this Assassin's got his paws on Skrull here, or on Morgr here, it's going to be a bad day for the Beastmen. Come on, let's see what you got, buddy. Yeah, give him some of those poison blades. Super cool. But yeah, with the trophy heads, doesn't look like the trophy heads is currently active, but even still, the Skaven Assassin is a really nasty melee character with 60 melee attack. He doesn't have the most armor-piercing damage, but he's a surprisingly nasty little duelist. Doesn't have a lot of armor either, but 30% physical resistance. So also got the Slippery buff, potentially giving him a lot more melee defense and speed if he needs to get out. Looks like that Slippery has been popped now, giving him that extra melee defense. And yeah, he should be able to finish off Morgr here. Morgr's getting very low, only about 800 hit points. The thing about Morgr is he doesn't have the best combat stats at the end of the day. Only 45 defense and 15 armor isn't the best, you know, kind of tank stats. What makes him tanky is honestly that regeneration and his resistances. But in an honest to goodness, straight up melee fight, he's really not the best lord in the world, and somebody like a Skaven Assassin is going to be perfect at you know, checking him and bringing him down to size. So with Morgr routing off, that is going to be pretty much a shattering of the rest of the Beastmen forces. So we'll go ahead and fast forward through the very late game situation here, and let's see if this is. I'm not sure. Maybe he killed him. I can't tell. Are you dead, Morgr? Anyway. Very well played to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that. So Terw does take the series 2-1 against Crabling. Very well played to both players. It was a very fun series to watch. Thank you so much for allowing me to cast that. Of course, I'll have links to you know, all the relevant pages down in the description below. The leaderboard is up now, so if you guys want to go take a look at how things shook out in the tournament over the weekend, kind of look at where things stand, you can do so. I recommend anyone who wants to sign up for the future qualifiers. Of course, it's open enrollment, and you can still potentially qualify for the league. So definitely sign up for the qualifiers if you're interested. If you want to test yourself against the best of the best, that is the best way to do so. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this battle. I'm going to be bringing you more tournament content and some of my own battles, of course. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.